Hey, this is Kristen with Collision Hub, and we've stopped by to see CARSTAR's new CEO, David Bryers. Thank you for joining me.
Thank you.
Thank you. I know that you've got a busy schedule, and we're here with Skills, and I understand you just got back in town, so it worked out perfect. Welcome to Collision Repair.
Thank you.
Just
It's a fun industry.
Are you enjoying it so far?
I am having a blast. I spent my first week on the job working in our Metcalf facility here, and trying to start to learn the business from the ground up, and it's fascinating. And it's actually in many ways very analogous to other industries that I've worked in. Even though I've not been in collision repair specifically, I've been in a lot of multi-unit retail storefront environments, franchise environments, which is exactly what this is. So it's kind of a natural fit.
Well, tell us a little bit about your background. I know everybody's really excited to a new face in the industry. Everybody wants to get to know you. Tell us a little bit about you.
So I spent almost a decade working at H&R Block as Chief Operating Officer, and I oversaw our 14,000 global retail locations. So a lot of interesting analogies actually to this industry. Service-based business, retail-based business, a lot of first, second, even third generation independent owners and franchisees. So, a number of similarities. And then ran a mutual fund store retail establishment for a number of years, and then worked at a company up in Chicago called Serva, and we did global relocation and transportation. We owned Allied North American Van Lines. Had about 2,500 franchisees in that system. So again, a lot of similarities between these.
So a little bit of time in the industry, you've been working in the shops. What have you noticed so far that's impressed you about collision repair?
I would say overall the caliber of the independent owners that I've met with it's really shockingly high. They're just a lot of really smart, very dedicated, very committed people who have been in this business a long time, know a lot about it, but are really open to fresh new ideas and fresh ways of thinking, and so that's what I'm here to do.
Right. I think it's really interesting is that we are kind of at the crossroads of our industry, and it's time for a lot of shops to really start seriously thinking about some big changes. And with your background, I know you've got some great ideas. So where do you see us kind of going over the next couple of years? Where are you hoping to take CARSTAR?
I think there's a couple of obviously key things that are happening in the industry right now. I think industry consolidation continues, and I think you have a lot of independent owners out there who, quite frankly, don't know what the next step is going to be for them, and there's a lot of concern about kind of the brewing storm in this category and where they will be left. And you may know as much as I do on this, but I have heard there are somewhat upwards of 300 independent repair centers closing every month in this industry out of a total of, say, 30,000. That's a very significant rate, and that tells us, I think there's obviously economic challenges, but then I think there's the challenge of how are these independent owner operators going to survive over time. And so I think frankly that presents a unique opportunity for us. I mean, that's really what our business model is based on, is how they can take advantages of being part of a bigger entity and partners with someone else other than just themselves, and getting the incremental value associated with that. So I think that's probably one of the most significant things. The second is the insurance industry, as you know, is obviously changing dramatically, and many of the insurers, the big carriers today, are really looking for a one-stop shop that is really significantly driven by metrics, the performance of the shop, and the ability to deliver against those performance metrics. And I think the good news from our perspective is we are extremely well suited to do that. We have stellar metrics across the board, and in fact, my experience has been across franchise and company-owned businesses, both of which I've worked in. Typically, your franchise businesses will outperform a company-owned operation, and that's because you have the blood, sweat, and tears of an owner or operator who's engaged in the business. And so I think that's a real advantage for us. And as these insurance companies are looking for scale, and as they're looking for high KPIs, we've got more scale than anyone in North America, and we've got arguably some of the best KPIs in the industry. So I think that sets us up very well for partnering with the insurance companies on an ongoing basis to consolidate and have deep MSO relationships with the insurance provider.
For a shop considering it, so shops that are out there thinking about this brewing storm that's coming their way and the benefits of maybe considering franchising, what are some of the benefits of a CARSTAR franchise?
Well, I think there's enormous benefits. I mean, first of all, we're the largest national brand in North America. So if you're looking to partner with the largest and arguably most successful franchise partnership, I think we've got that. if they're looking for the incremental value that comes associated with the DRP relationships, with us having, I think we have about 50 major procurement vendor partners that we can negotiate on behalf of 400 North American locations. I think the power of buying in that is significant. I think arguably our training programs are some of the best, if not the best in the industry. And I think that the strong KPIs we have are a direct reflection of that. I mean, we have operating procedures for our stores that drive our margins, that drive our cycle times, that drive all of our key metrics far above what the industry averages are. And that is, I think, huge incremental benefit. We run our financial focus groups, which are, what's known as 20 groups in the industry, and we consistently hear back that that provides a level of incremental value that is above and beyond what the franchisees even would have expected to get. So I think a combination of a lot of those factors is how they're going to weather the storm and perhaps improve their business incrementally going forward.
So what's the future for CARSTAR?
I think based on what we've just been talking about in terms of the major challenges in the industry and the changes in the industry, we are actually very well set up for growth. That's frankly why I'm here. I think the opportunity is enormous. We're frankly looking to double our network size within the next 2 to 3 years. And I think based on our positioning in the category, that should be a very achievable objective for us. So we're moving aggressively forward down that path with a number of new initiatives and new programs that we have not had in place that are fresh thinking, new ideas, and that I think so far our network has gotten really excited about rallying around.
Well, I know just from the shops that I've worked with, you've got a great group of shops, and there's a great home office team with Stacy and Dan and Keith and that team that always, when I'm around them, I always learn something. So I can't imagine that you guys will not do anything but just skyrocket over the next couple of years.
I call that senior team the rock solid leadership team of CARSTAR. I mean, they are all seasoned veterans who know what they're doing. They've been around the block. They understand our business. They understand the industry. And they are really uniquely set up, I think, to help us succeed. Yeah,
they're on my little call list of people that I go to for advice, and like Stacy and Dan, man, they're right up there at the top. So when that's who I'm calling. So you guys are in great shape. Well, I appreciate the time. I know you're busy and you got a lot to do. We're going to check back in with you. Hopefully, we'll see you out at Nathan SEMA and get a little update on how things have been going. And I'm sure you guys are going to have some announcements coming out on the growth and everything that's going. So we're going to stay in touch. I appreciate your time, sir.
Thank you so much.
Welcome to the industry. Okay. We're glad you're here.
I appreciate that. Thanks.
Stay tuned to Collision Hub. We'll have some more coverage for you a little bit later in the day. Thanks.